Hello YouTube, today at usbcrepair.com. Ignore the prices above. These prices are for regular power jack repairs, not USB Type-C repairs. This is USB Type-C repairs. They're priced differently because sometimes even if we replace them, things still don't work. So that's the reason we have to price them differently. Prices are, we still can't figure out the exact pricing for USB-C repairs. So check out the website for up-to-date pricing, usbcrepair.com. USB is that, C is the C type, repair, that's where the future is going to be at. So this business for 20 plus years used to be connector replacement, just regular power jack repairs. But now we get 50% of all work here is pretty much USB Type-C. So usbcrepair.com. I will rebrand the top line eventually, but not now. So here we got an interesting case. Two USB-Cs still on the motherboard. They look solid to me. But when I tested with the USB-C meter, plug it in, and try the USB-C meter. On that one, we get nothing. I flip the connector over, still get nothing. Here we get nothing. Flip it over, and again we get nothing. So on usbc repair.com, what I usually mention is that if it still works sometimes, send it over. This is the case where it doesn't work at all. That means that even if I replace those two pieces, probably this thing is faulty, or that thing is faulty, or that is faulty, or something else is faulty on the motherboard. So that's the reason why USB-C repairs are priced differently. So this client obviously probably didn't read the website, or maybe we emailed back and forth, and maybe, again, there's so many laptops going through here every single day, I kind of have a hard time remembering what's what. But let me take them off and see if, let's see if maybe one of those is shorting the motherboard, because I mean there has to be something going through, because here, take a look at this. This is also USB-C tester. Where's the voltmeter here? Here, that's the voltmeter. All right, so here, again, this might be working, might not be working after the repair. I don't know, probably not. But anyways, the ground is fine, the ground is fine. Okay, so the ground is fine here. The pluses don't conduct anything, and nothing else conducts anything. So nothing except grounds, nothing else conducts on this side. Well, we can flip it over, by the way. And by the way, the client sent it in a flimsy box and an envelope inside of that. So you see how bent the motherboard arrived. So please, if you're sending the motherboard away, please put it in a sturdy box. Don't put it in the envelope, and try not to rub the board. Yeah, nothing. I mean, there is no connection going on between anything here. So I assume that maybe possibly the problem is with the connector, because usually here what we got. Oh, here we got the connection here on A8. And A5 got the connection, okay. And this is a shorting here. This should not be shorting. This should be, yeah. So on this one we have a short, on this one we don't have a short. On this one we don't have any connection whatsoever. So let me show you how to take it apart. I mean, take the connectors off the motherboard, see if there are any burn marks underneath there, and put the new connectors on, and maybe it's gonna work, maybe it won't. At least I will make a video. So, but yeah, as long as you have to wiggle the connector and it works sometimes, send it over, I will replace it, it's gonna work fine. If you already wiggled it to the point where it just died, read the website, see maybe you wanna send it over, maybe you don't wanna send it over. Yeah, I insulated the area with the 3M tape. It can handle up to 600 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure if I use that tape or the other tape. Well, one of those two. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some leaded base solder here. and the flux and leaded by solder, and try to drop the connectors from the motherboard. The reason you want to insulate all of that is so that no, that wasn't the 3M tape. Okay, is so that the small tiny little components not gonna fly off the motherboard. If you're gonna deal with this motherboard without insulating anything, nothing gonna work for sure. I can bet you any amount of money pretty much. You're not gonna be able to replace those pieces and without the insulation of everything else and be able to make it work after that. At least I know that there's a lot more side effects if you don't insulate the nearby components from the heat. So let's try and remove this. From what I remember, those are sitting on the glue pads. So it's probably doesn't matter how much leaded flux, how much flux and leaded solder you add here. You still need some sort of like sharp tool to lift it off the motherboard because there's a glue underneath each one that holds it pretty tight to the motherboard. So let's see if that's the case. All right, so what I did was I put some flux onto the pads on the bottom. We're gonna add some leaded base solder, fill those guys up with the leaded solder so that the melting temperature gonna drop. All right, like that. Because if you're gonna be heating it from the top, which I'm gonna be doing it, I'm gonna be heating it from the top. All right. You know what? I need to put a whole bunch of flux here as well because the penetration doesn't want to penetrate the way it should penetrate. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. By the way, if you've seen one of the other videos of the same model, it's probably because we didn't have a connector for that particular model, and I was putting probably some other connector, and I was showing how to put a different connector onto this laptop. And now I'm pretty sure we have connectors for it because I've been receiving those every now and then. But again, in this particular case, I'm not sure if what I'm doing here is gonna be even, you know, payable. Maybe this is just like free work I'm doing right now. So, all right. All right, let's see. Okay, good. I like it. All right, there is no point in putting the soldering leaded solder on the pins itself because we might break up a trace and we don't want to break the traces. And I want to see if any traces are broken without me touching anything there. So, but the thing is, let's desolder. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to put some flux in the rear right there. But this thing are gonna be melting quite heavily, and I think that it will be pretty tough to take it off because of the glue. So let's heat it up and see if you can just melt it down. Let's find a better angle here. Yeah, the board is moving. Now you can't see anything. Yeah, so it's, yeah, my solder is already melting. You can see right there. It's all nicely melted, but the whole piece doesn't want to come off because there's a hot glue, not hot glue, but super glue holding this guy down. They made it thinking that it's gonna break connectors less, but it doesn't make them less, I mean, more stable, but they don't make it the connector stable. All right, so yeah, the glue the glue is not letting it go. Let's see if I can park my hot air on this thing piece here. See if I can get into. Come on. So yeah, it's not the solder that's holding it down. It's the hot glue. Right there. Good job. Let's see. Okay. The traces seems to, one trace doesn't seem good. Oh, you see that hot glue, that big blob right here? This blob? Yeah, so that blob is what holds this piece in place. All right, so what I'm gonna do on the next one, I'm gonna probably increase the heat a little bit because I spent too much time on this one. So let's see if under more heat, maybe the maybe the connector gonna come off easier. Come on, not nothing. You see the solder is melted 20 times. Okay, so you see that glue right there is what didn't let it to come down properly. All right, so we set those guys aside. Let's clean this guy up. And again, I understand totally that this is probably not gonna do anything. This repair probably not gonna improve anything. All right, so here. All right, the board sucks in energy like crazy, and nothing is getting desoldered right now. All right, I got the point. Okay. Nah. All right, so what I want to do is put some flux. All right. Put some flux here. All right. All right. All right, I'm just blowing slight temperature air here, nothing excessive, just to help it flow a bit more and suck in all the mixed leaded unleaded base solder together. All right. Okay. Looks good to me. All right. This one doesn't want to go out, but it's okay. No big deal. Let's move this way. See if we can. Strange. Both traces, this guy doesn't want to come out fine. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh, by the way, what I want to do is I want to remove as much of that glue as possible with the desoldering quick, because otherwise it's the connector not gonna sit properly on top of it. And no, I mean, if you just pour alcohol on it, you still have to scratch it out. So it's better just to do it like that. Right, let's see if we can get it from the bottom. It doesn't want to melt for anything. Let's see. All right. This pad didn't really mix well, I assume. The leaded solder didn't mix well with the unleaded solder. Now, let me fill that pad with the unleaded base solder. Leaded base solder. All right, so here. All right. Oh, by the way, let me just double check that they're all nice and empty. Okay. They all nice and empty. All right. You see the corner itself doesn't wanna free up. Okay, so good. All right. Beautiful. Okay, let me take a look what we got here. Something still remaining here. Okay. All right, so this one is nice and clean. And we got something in the corner right here. Or maybe it's the foil from the other side. Not sure. You know what, maybe it's a foil. No, it's not the foil. We got the same thing here. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this guy as well. Well, let's put some flux in there first so that everything would be nicely mixed. All right. Let's see. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so now let's remove it from there. All right. Let's put the iron on top. Let's tap the hot air. I need it to be completely empty. Good job, good job. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to clean up this mess right here. The glue from the, it's stuck to, yeah, good luck cleaning this thing up. At least it's not under the connector. All right, so I just want to make sure it's cleaned off from the under connector. All right, so good job. Good job. Make sure all the pads are nice and clean. Okay, those holes should be clean as well. Let's see. This should not be. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, this doesn't want to come off. Here, let me. And this is all chemicals doing the work. I'm barely touching I'm barely touching the motherboard, so it's pretty much impossible to do any scratches here. So it's like, yeah, this thing just doesn't wanna. Yeah, this needs to be. I don't know. But the pads looks ideal. The pads look ideal. Okay. Come on. Come on, chemical. Get in there. Get in there. Okay, let's see if the brush gonna work. All right, are we on this one? The brush doesn't work either. All right. Let's see if everything's good here. Yeah, everything's beautiful here. But the brush doesn't wanna. Let's see if we can force it. You see, this tool does scratch the board, all right? No, we don't want to do that. Okay, let's try one more time. If the chemicals not gonna help. If the chemicals not gonna help. Oh, come on. No. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, look at that. We got something else stuck in there. Hold on, let's see. Let's see what's that. Oh. Alright, then this is nice and clean. This is nice and clean. This hole is nice and clean. And this is nice and clean. What's that here? Why is it? I need to look at this hole one more time. Let's see. This is nice and clean. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. Okay. Did this thing all come off? This is just, yeah, there is nothing. It's all nice and, but here this part is not all the way off. Okay, so here it's nice and clean. Good job, good job. Here something stuck. No, this is just remains of the old solder. No, just some dirt. Okay, so good. Let me try and get this stuff off. I don't like to mess up the tip of my iron by dealing with glue here, but if that's what needs to be done. All right, let's see. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Good job. All right. And again, guys, I don't have time to talk to the clients on the phone, so if you have any questions, you want to email, or worst case, text it. When I get the time, I will respond to the text or emails, because I work 24/7, 7 days a week doing this kind of stuff. So, and maybe sometimes I record the video. All right, here we got also not perfect. So here is not perfect and here is not perfect. But I will have to double check if the connectors we got in stock, maybe the hole is big enough. Maybe we don't have to do anything here. So I like the way it looks. I need to go find the compatible connector and see if the whole thing gonna work. So, all right, let's compare the two connectors. Oh, I'm not sure. No, I mean, this was probably damaged during the removal. I mean, this thing right here, right there, it shows that there's a burn. So this, I couldn't have messed it up like that for sure. But this probably damaged during the removal. Oh, look inside. Hold on one second. What we got on the inside? That burn mark definitely not from me. So that burn mark was there when the laptop arrived. Yeah, the burn mark. And why is it like, well, again, hard to say about this one. What we got here. And burn mark here as well, huh? Two burn marks on the inside, so one right here and one right there. Really strange. Really strange. All right. Oh, I wanted to compare if that's the right connector I'm installing. Hold on. Let's get this guy here. Does it look identical? All right. Not, well, kind of this piece here, that piece there. All right, so let me see and put this inside of the connector and see if it's gonna fit here. I want to make sure that that metal piece will allow for the connector to go all the way in. Oh, it sits beautifully. Beautiful. Yeah, it sits the way it should, right? Yeah. So there is no need to... Huh. Let's see. Oh, there is a pin there. The pin can go to the side. Okay, so here is fine. Let's see if this is where it's gonna have any issues. All right. No, sits beautifully. All right. Jack, you're amazing, just the way you are. Hold on 1 second. Doesn't seem to be sitting a bit higher than necessary. No? Oh, the legs are... it's the legs. The legs are deep. Okay, hold on. It's a deep legs. Okay, so good. Alrighty, let's prepare the motherboard for the new jacks. And the way we prepare... So, we know that it fits fine, right? Now we're gonna prepare the... Alright. Some flux. And let's get my $1,000 iron out. And go through each pin. Alright. Alright. Alrighty. Alright, and alright. Again, different people do it differently. I do it this way. Okay, so I understand there's faster way to do it, but my goal is to never see this laptop here ever again and not screw anything up. And I'm not in the rush. Okay, good job. Good job. I need to double check this side. Yeah. Yeah, looks good to me. All right. Yeah, looks amazing. So I put some flux. I put this guy right on top, okay? And I need some support so that when I'm gonna be doing the hot air. Yeah. Yeah, so let's get this thing melted. Not exactly what I want, okay? Not exactly what I was looking at. I think it's up in the air. I don't think it's sitting the way it's supposed to sit. Come on. Yeah, like that, you see? It starts to sit down right there. Good job. Good job. Okay. Why is it? Okay, so like that. Like that. Seemed to me it was kind of rocking back and forth, which I didn't like. Well, okay. Let's do the second one. Let's see. All right, that's the second one. Let's see if it's gonna be rocking into place as well. I don't want it to be rocking into place. I want it just to be sitting, like falling in there. Like that. Oh, yeah, like that, you see? This is beautiful. Okay. Melted a bit more than I wanted. But I think this one sits much better. What do you think? And this one sits amazing. You see how nice and tight the connection here compared to this one doesn't look bad either, but no, let me just run it one more time here. Well, I'm still here because all right, let's see. Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it sits fine. Don't want to mess it up. All right. I'm good. So now let's add some solder to the sides. Okay. Alrighty. Those are basically support legs. Alrighty. Good job. Okay. Good job. Now what I want to do is one of the pads seems to be kind of dry. It's better not to touch anything else. This looks good. Okay. Okay. Don't worry about that because I will solder it from the bottom in a second with the more powerful soldering iron. And everything gonna get penetrated, and I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of flux. So everything will be nicely fluxed. Okay. Good job. And again, I know that I might not be able to make it work. Let's see. Alrighty. Alrighty. All right, let's unwrap the shield. Let's clean this whole thing. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Okay. All right, the problem with cleaning this area is that there was a sticky sticker on top of it, which I'm gonna put back. But the glue from that sticky sticker is what is what messed up my perfectly good job. Like you see this stuff, I'm supposed to have a lint-free cloth here, which I was using, but I didn't realize the glue from the sticker is gonna be so much power. So I don't wanna over clean it because the solution might leak under some components and the components might die. So I just wanna dry it out the best I can, then test it out and see how well it's gonna work, if it's gonna work. So back to my favorite blower. All right, looks good to me. All right, I dried up the motherboard a little bit more. I want to double check and see, maybe we still have a shortage on the positive end someplace. Let's take a look. All right, voltmeter. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on remodeling the studio right now for the last half a year. There's been so much work going on here, so hopefully in the future I would be able to make like one video a day, but we will see. All right. Oh, wow, we got the pluses working. All right, so the pluses are working. And everything shows, yeah, for some reason, strange. The connector didn't look that bad to begin with, so I'm not sure what's going on. We'll see. Let's check the other side. Yeah. So I think this connector should work. Let's see if that one gonna work. We got some flux on the inside, but this is a no clean flux, so in theory it doesn't interfere with anything. Let's see. But in practice, all right. So let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. And okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So in theory, this one should work as well. All right. I want to lift it up, make sure it's not wet here anywhere. It's not wet. It's all nice and dry, like super dry. Okay. I want to lift this thing up, remove all this excess glue, which melted while I was working on the soldering of the motherboard. Let's see. Ooh, is that wetness here? Yeah. All right, that seems to be slightly wet, but that seems like a glue wetness. No? No? Yeah, good thing I opened this guy up. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah, the glue. You know what? I need to dry this guy off, but I can test it without this guy. Let's see how far are you taking it apart? All right. All right, so this guy gonna set aside. Needs to dry off. I need to make sure that the board is nice and dry. I'm gonna go dry the board one more time because I don't want to plug it in and short out anything. Not that it should short because it's 99% alcohol, but who knows? It's 99%, not 100%. So let's try a new. And is it wet anywhere? No, not wet anywhere. Looks good. Again, let me dry it off. I want to make sure that there is nothing here, nothing there. Everything is nice and dry. All right, remove this guy. All right, so the moment of truth. It was like drying for about half an hour. I just want to make sure that there's nothing left on my tip of my plug. Let's take a look. Wow, it does work. Okay, so it does work here. Let's see. It works. So this one works 100% of the time. Let's try the other one. This one works on this side. Flip this guy over. The light on, 20 volts going through. All right. On 4K screen, you should be able to see 20 volts going through. All right. So turned out to be a profitable repair. So thank you so much for watching. I did dry up the other piece. I will let it all dry a bit more and then pack it up and ship it back to the client. So that's sticky stuff. It's not wet. All right. So if you got exactly the same laptop and you probably have exactly the same burn marks on the plastic, you probably don't have it. You know, it's probably because the plug on your laptop was faulty, and the same plug destroyed this one and destroyed that one. All right. Please leave a like, subscribe, and you guys take care and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.